plot. Plot and steal. To steal what? Steal the information. All of it. Yeah, but whose information is it? The more you learn about this system, the more upset you get. Oh, my dear Mr. Williams.
Awesome, welcome back to Naked Exposure. So today I'm going to be checking out some Lomography 800 color film in 35mm. Now this seems to be like the hot film just now on YouTube. It seems like everybody I watch is reviewing it, everybody's loving it. So I thought I would give it a go. You know, it's one of the cheapest 800 ISO films available. It's £5 for a roll. Usually they sell for double at about £10, and £5 for any film is usually cheap in Britain. So why not check it out? I'm a fan of Lomography film. It's kind of hit or miss for me sometimes. I do like high ISO film, so why not try it out? Some channels that have been talking about it that I think you should check out: Alex Bowen on YouTube, King Jivs, everybody knows him at this point now, and Jonathan Notley, all really good channels, very informative, and they've all reviewed this film. So I'm going to be kind of taking my own look at it. Obviously I'm going to have some similar opinions, I imagine, but we're just going to see what kind of results I can get, see if it's worth the money, which hopefully it is, and yeah, just experiment about with it. So some exciting news is that my cousin gave birth last night, so I'm going to be going and taking some pictures of her baby and her. So it's her first ever child, so it's a big exciting time in the family, and I feel like it would be really nice to get some pictures for them, you know, get some printed, and I feel like Lomography 800 would do a good job for that. So the ISO I'm going to be shooting at is actually, I'm going to shoot at 320 ISO. So I'm going to overexpose the film by a stop and a half, just because apparently it reduces the grain a bit and the colors punch more, which is kind of, I like grain, but I like punchy colors as well. So see what kind of results I can get. I'm going to be shooting my classic good old trusty Canon 81 with a 50 1.4. I do have a lot of light leaks on this camera, so I'm going to be sellotaping up the back of it, what I usually do. Nowhere seems to be selling any light seals for it, and I don't really want to go the ghetto way of putting like black laces and... So yeah, anyway, this is going to be the little setup. Some Lomography 800, and we'll see what we can get. I think we'll get some good results. Let's see. One thing to bear in mind that I just realised before we go shooting is that this is quite hard to get a hold of this film. Make sure you pre-order online because it can take a couple weeks to come. Analog Wonderland's your best bet. Anyway, let's go to shoot. So a couple weeks have passed since I was just talking there, and I have taken the shots, sent it off to the lab, and received them back. So here I'm just going to show you some of them and talk over them. So as I was just saying there, I'm going to show you some of the pictures that I just got back from the lab. I actually have two rolls to show you, both shot on different days, but I'm going to start with some of the pictures of Bella, baby Bella. So yeah, here we go. So yeah, some context to these images. This was taken at my cousin's house. It was very, very low lighting in the room. There was no lights in the room. It was just natural light coming through the window. It looks like a lot of light in the images, but it's because I kind of overexposed each shot slightly, just so it would make sure, you know, it was exposed correctly. So yeah, here's the first image. It's my gran with baby Bella on her lap. Very cute. Another one, her having a little her with her little eyes closed. She was so small, so small. And some, I guess, about Lomography 800 is, on first impressions, I think that the colors are super nice. You know, they're very peachy, which I like. They're lo-fi-ish, but they seem to like remain, a lot of details remain, which is kind of the look I like personally. I like that soft look, but it still remains detail. So here's another one, my grand's hand, little Bella, it's adorable. This one's really cute. She has a little button here, so yeah, as I said, she's 5 days old in this image. She's tiny. She's just got this tiny little nose. And I shot this wide open on the 28mm lens I have, so at 2.8. And you know, super cute, super cute. Yeah. And so yeah, as you can see from the skin tones though, it seems to remain really nice. You know, some cheap film stocks, or some Lomography film stocks in particular, they really don't hold good details on the skin colors. It seems very offish a lot of the time, quite red. This is peachy, and I think it works well with skin tones, in my opinion. Another one of her little face, look at it, so small. I really like this film stock, to be honest. I think that I couldn't really ask more from it, you know. It's exactly what I was wanting it to be, and I can kind of see what the hype is all about now, because, you know, people have been talking about this film so much, and a lot of people seem to give it such high praise, and especially for the price that it's at, and it seems to sell out everywhere online. And now I see why, because, you know, it's beautiful. And here's another one. My gran with her great granddaughter there, so small, so cute. And if you zoom in, you know, the grain is there for sure, the grain is there, but considering what kind of ISO settings you can shoot at, that's amazing. One of my favourite shots from this roll, my gran's hand and Bella's hand, and I think it's just really nice, you know, like the old to the new. I think that's just a lovely little like exchange, you know, like Bella has parts like she wouldn't be there if my gran wasn't there. She wouldn't exist, and I think it's just like really nice. You know, my gran's 81 years old, and Bella's 5 days old. That's a huge difference. My mom and Bella. My mom and dad smiling. And see what I mean about the skin tones there? I think that's a nice example. It's just lively. It's got this really just authentic, uplifting mood to it, which, you know, when you can get fixated on film stock reviews, you know, people say like Ectar 100 you can't use for shooting skin tones because it's too red, and people would say probably Lomography 800 you can't use for skin tones, but here it shows you exactly why you shouldn't listen to that. You should just go with your style. I think that this works really well. Another little picture. My mum again holding Bella, and it's just with that little knitted, you know, what do you call it? That little knitted blanket that's there. The colors on that kind of give you an example of how it renders each color, and it's really beautiful, to be honest. I'm astounded at like how nice it is. My little mom, Bella, Gran, all together, and then the last shot of Bella is her and my mum again. Me taking quite a wide angle shot from above because it was the last on the roll, and I was like, I really should get a different angle. And zooming in there, as you can see, the grain is noticeable, but looks really nice. Now, I did shoot some other pictures from, you know, because I shot, as I said, I shot 2 rolls of this film and in different environments. So I actually shot for college we were doing an enterprise activity where we were shooting some horses at Wood End Racing Centre. So we were taking images of racing horses, and all the money we raised was going to charity. So we raised £150, and I was shooting on digital, as you know, obviously that's a workhorse. But for my own sort of images, I shot some film shots. So I'll show you, I guess, 3 of my favourite shots from the horses. The first one is this. So some context with this guy, because I always think it's nice to know about an image rather than just seeing one, is he was, you know, before when I was going there that day, I'm not the biggest fan of horses, to be honest. I've kind of always not trusted them. I think they're nice looking animals, but I've never been a fan. And this guy was a hugely passionate guy for horses. He loved his horses so much. And, you know, it's just a nice shot of him and his horse. I love the tones of it. I love that sort of moody look. It looks so summery. It looks so nice. Here's another one, you know. He was just saying such good things about his horse. He was saying, you know, they can be quite timid creatures. They can be quite, you know, abrupt. But if you give them if you give them patience and just respect and calmness. You can really bond with them well, and this guy's bond with his horse was amazing. And that's probably my favorite image from the horse on that one there, just him standing there with it. It just, I don't know, there's something about it. I love that he's framed in the center. As it shows again, the colours, the pastel look of this film stock is really, really cool. And I imagine shooting at 800 ISO, it would still look really, really good. And the last one, this is interesting because this horse here was missing one of its eyes. It was a bit jittery if you stood on this side of it, but this girl, you know, loved this horse tremendously. It was such a small little tiny pony, but yeah, cute little bond. And let me think, yeah, last couple images, why not, was another roll that I shot of this. And I took some portraits when I was out with some friends. So this is Andrea here. And again, different roll, you know, could have gone differently, but skin tones again, really peachy, really soft, really nice. Just renders really beautifully. Classic flatmates bursting in all the time, man. Classic. Let me think of another shot I can show. Yeah, I guess last shot. I won't show you too many shots because a lot of these shots are for personal projects, and I'm going to keep them until I've made some zines and things. So I'm going to keep them private. But last shot I'll show you is just a little portrait of Andrea again with her cousin, who came up from Liverpool. Took this shot just because, you know, never met him before. They're, you know, they're cousins. They don't see each other very often, so I thought it was important to get a picture of them together. And this one really shows the sharpness because this was shot, I think, at like f8 portrait, you know, a really high shutter speed. So you're seeing all the detail there. You're seeing the tones. You're seeing, it's just cool altogether. To round it up, I think it's a really nice film stock. I think for £5, no one can complain about that, especially if you're comparing it to Portra 800 and things. People might have a preference to Portra and stuff, but really it's all about your own style, and for me this film works exactly how I want it. So yeah, as I said, I can see why it has so much hype and why so many people talk about it. I've actually ordered another 3 rolls that are arriving tomorrow, so I'm going to be shooting that again because I'm going down to London to join the climate change protests, so I think that this would be a really good film stock to go do that. Anyway, yeah, if you've got anything you want to say, any questions you have, if you want to discuss the film stock, if you want to talk anything film related, do so. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'd appreciate that a lot. And yeah, thank you for watching. So see you later. My camera's gonna die, but I just quickly remembered before I go that I need to give credit where credit's due, so I'm gonna give a huge thank you to Damsai and Eggshell Goblin, my very close friends, because I've used their music in this and I appreciate that they let me do stuff like this. It's like, you know, it helps a lot, and it also lets other people hear the music because I think their music's really good for using in my videos. I enjoy the vibe of it, and I think you will like that too, so check the links in the description if you want to hear the music that was played in this video. Anyway, yeah, that's all I had to say. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, I would really appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you later.